Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and I do a daily twin flame reading. If you're drawn to this video, have faith and trust there's a message meant for you. If the reading resonates with you, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you like the content I create, feel free to subscribe and share. And I really love your guys' comments and all the likes and stuff, and the fact that I have some subscribers. It's super awesome because it just tells me that I'm on the right path. And so yeah, spirits, please, can we have your highest and best messages for the twin flames today? So what have we got here? So it feels like Divine Feminine, it feels like you have some really high expectations as far as relationships go. By having these high expectations, you inevitably get hurt or go through breakups, or you go through a lot of stress, and you believe that these relationships that you're in are inevitably going to come to an end. And that belief on its own manifests into a breakup. And so this isn't your fault. It's just you have been conditioned to have high expectations and to have an internal requirement due to some experiences in your life. You are a bit of a control freak. I don't like to say control freak, actually. Let's just say you like to be in control. You like to have things in order. You like to have things a certain way. And when they're not that way, watch out. The people around you need to watch out. You are a perfectionist. That's for sure. You are an old school kind of person. You believe in old-fashioned values that actually aren't old-fashioned. We say they're old-fashioned, but treating others with kindness and, you know, putting yourself in someone else, walk a mile in someone else's shoes, that kind of thing. You believe in doing nice things for other people without expecting anything in return, just for the sake of doing them. And other people depend on you. They feel like you're very nurturing and loving. They respect your opinion. They feel like you are somebody who makes good decisions, and so they want to throw their ideas by you all the time. People are always asking you what you think. The Nine of Wands here is telling me that you should not give up on finding this perfect relationship. However, perfect, tongue-in-cheek, I guess. Nothing is perfect, right? But don't give up on what it is that you want. You want these things for a reason. It's because you have had other experiences where someone has been in your life and it goes against what you believe in, or you end up being hurt or whatever at the end of it all, and this creates a new wall and a new expectation. The problem with expectations is that it's okay to have realistic expectations, but I think most of us, I know myself anyway, expectations are almost unattainable things, because a lot of times it involves controlling somebody else and their actions, and that's really difficult, if not impossible, to do. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Codependent. There's a couple of messages here of codependency. So the Empress in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse, each individually interpreted as codependence. So even though maybe you're having trouble with these expectations in your relationships, you depend on these other people to be there for you and to be there with you and to be there in the future, in spite of almost making them feel like they're not enough, like they don't meet up with your expectations, because they don't. You have very high expectations, and it's because you're overly cautious in relationships. You have trust issues. You're afraid of losing the people that you love. But the Page of Cups comes up here, and this is a message of emotional immaturity. Which basically I'm interpreting is that you've had some challenges and some difficulties in your relationships, and it has caused these walls to go up, and as I said, these expectations to come around. But it is not realistic to expect everybody in your life to live up to these expectations that are in your head, that they don't even know are there, and you're just really making yourself suffer, because nobody's ever going to consistently live up to somebody else's expectations, because they're not living for you. They're living for themselves, and you should be living for yourself too. The Three of Cups. Happiness, celebration, friendship. So your angels and spirits, they want you to be happy with what you've been given. They want you to be happy and loving towards yourself. I get a feeling of, well, there's celebration, there's cups overflowing, multiple cups overflowing, parties, the divine intervention here, just telling you, here's a message. Do with it as you will, but hopefully you listen and pay attention, because there is potential here for you to be very, very happy. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Right now, you're lonely, and there's an imbalance right now. But I feel like that is because you've just gone through this breakup, and you've been in an energy, a feeling of depression, sort of nightmares, having just a dark cloud feeling over you and around you for the last little while. And it's very hard for you to move on. I don't know how long it's been that you've been broken up, but it feels like it has been hard for you to move on. If it's possible for you to work on changing your perspective, you might actually see the positives in this, in that this door has closed and you are free to move on and experience what's behind other doors. The Knight of Wands in reverse. There's this card is is high expectations. That's the interpretation of that. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. Selfishness, one-sided charity. The Page of Wands in reverse. Setbacks to new ideas. It feels like you're coming into a difficult time period here. The Sun in reverse. Temporary depression, lack of success. Feels like now might be the time to hunker down, be quiet, be still with yourself. It feels like everything in your life is going to just sort of be put on hold for a little while. Not forever, but you know, at least a couple of days. But I feel like maybe a couple of weeks. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Open to new perspectives and release. So now's a good time for you to work on yourself, work on your inner health, work on your spiritual health. Take a look and see what it is that you do have. So you've spilled a few cups, but if you look around, if you are observant, you'll see that you have plenty of reserves. You have plenty. And this Magician card it came up in reverse, meaning that you don't know your own value. You don't know that you have these wonderful gifts. That goes along with this Five of Cups, difficult time where you're trying to learn to be grateful for what you have. It isn't always easy to just all of a sudden be grateful. It is something that you may need to work on a little bit. I feel like you'll be successful at this. I feel like you're on a, it could go either way. You can decide that you feel, not decide, but you can feel lost and less than and feel like you're not enough and feel like you don't have enough control over everything, or you can let stuff go and you can work on finding out where these character traits have come from, where they started, and you know, try to learn from those occasions where those reactions didn't serve you. And it feels like trying to be in control of the other person in a relationship with you doesn't serve you. I feel like if you feel like you need to control this person that much, that maybe they shouldn't be there at all, because you obviously don't trust them. And nobody wants to be controlled by somebody else. That's no fun. That sucks. So try to look past your expectations. Some people will do things, well, most people do things based on their experience in life and what's going on around them at the time. So if somebody says something that, or does something that you think is personal against you and it's painful, try to realize before you lose it on that person, take a look and see where that mechanism, where that defense mechanism may have come from. Try to see them as their inner child, just as you're trying to see yourself and your own inner child. Children have a much better way of relating to each other, I feel, than adults do. So look at this person with a gentleness, I suppose, in your thoughts. It will possibly, well, it'll bring things into balance for you a little more, and viewing people as their inner children, as their inner child, will make you have a gentler approach with people and maybe be a little less reluctant to, or maybe a little more reluctant to try to micromanage everybody in your life. This is the beginning of a beautiful cycle. This is the beginning of you freeing your spirit, figuring out where this heavy emotion comes from, and learning to let it go and free your spirit, have some laughs, enjoy your life. There's so many options for you in life, so many choices that you can't even imagine that are available to you, will become available to you as you tune into yourself and learn who you are and why you are the way you are and why you react in certain ways, and where it is you want to go with that, and the type of thing that you want to do as far as service to your fellow man goes, and your purpose here on earth. The world is your oyster. So I'm going to pull a card from the Shaman's Oracle deck for wisdom and guidance from the ancestors. The Shaman of Courage. I am the Shaman of Courage. Whenever and wherever you need me, I will be there to help you discover the resources that lie within you. Resources you may not know you possess. Just what the magician told you. That's exactly what the magician told you. I'm there to support you in times of need, when challenges become overwhelming, when strength is required to make even an inch of progress along the way. I journey into fear, and at its heart find courage to overwhelm it. This courage I impart to you and will guide and protect you if you ever are in danger. Courage is one of the fundamental resources of life, and without it we come to a standstill physically and mentally. Often it takes great fortitude for us to travel toward our goal, for inevitably we will encounter hardships along the way. Yet we can all summon up from deep inside ourselves the courage we need, however much we may doubt it. While this is most true of those who find themselves in extremes of stress, conflict, or danger, it is also true of those who face a purely inward challenge. The Shaman of Courage knows where we can find the inner resources we never knew we had. This card can be interpreted as finding the courage to advance, understanding loss of power, rediscovering lost strengths, facing danger, maintaining calm, and transforming fear into power. So understanding loss of power, this may be where your needs of control may be worked out. Have courage to look within, have courage to change the way you react to things, have courage to learn who you are, and it definitely takes courage to love yourself. Good luck with that today, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Keep breathing. I love you. Namaste.